Check, check. Check. All right, hey Joe, how you doing? Just doing some sound checks, some visual checks, and we'll get underway here in a few minutes. All right, Michael, how you doing, brother? Hey, good to see y'all too, man. Glad y'all tuned in tonight. This may get interesting. Hey, Frank, happy Wednesday to you too, brother. We'll get to rapping here in a few seconds. All right, Lorenzo. Long live the Hemi. You know it. You know it. Sad to sad to say though, it's we'll get into it a little bit. I think towards the end, but yeah. All right, well let's start. Let's get started. We're right at 9 o'clock. We got about 9 people in the chat, so I think you guys can hear me. So I think the audio is good. Uh, I tried to stretch. I tried to stretch the video out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through Dodge's videos, all three of them. Just go through each one of their reveals and just give you a quick down and dirty on what I think about I think about what Dodge is doing. I'm going to preface this with I don't think this is all Dodge is doing. I think a lot of people got the impression that hey, this is the only thing Dodge is doing. I don't think that's true. I think that there's plans for other things. I just don't know what those other things are. I mean, they have to. Um, the Charger and the Challenger. There's some talk about the Challenger going away. I, I don't know. We'll have to see about that. But I do think there's more coming from Dodge from just this reveal. I mean, this is just the new stuff that they're doing. I think some of the other cars are going to continue, and we'll get to that in a minute. But let's start with this video here in their first reveal, and this is the roller drag pack. for 90K. Hey, I think this is a great idea, right? So if you don't get on the list and you don't get one of the fully built drag packs, hey, here's you a perfect start. For 90K, you get a rolling chassis, and all you got to do is put it in the drivetrain. I can't knock. I think that's a good. I think it's a great idea. It gives, uh, you know, gives a lot of people the option to build a drag pack if they want to build one and put it on the track. And then you got your choice. You got your choice of drivetrain and transmission. So yeah, I don't think it's such a bad thing. We're gonna skip forward a little bit. And now he's talking, for folks that already have a lot of the parts that the drag pack has. Here you go with with just a shell for I think it's like 9,000, just under 9,000. Don't think that's a bad idea either. I mean, it gives you the start to build, like Tim's saying. It gives you the opportunity to build pretty much whatever you want to build, and build it the way you want to build it. Uh, I like the idea of both, the rolling chassis and the body. I think they're both good ideas. And of course, now they're going to put the HP90 into direct connection. So that's going to be interesting to see how they do that. Um, Especially for us 5.7 guys, putting the HP90 in a 5.7. It'll be interesting to see what they really do. Uh, I don't see that happening probably for at least a little while, but hey, they're putting the HP90 in there, and he went on a couple other things that they're throwing in direct connection as well. I didn't really double down in the direct connection stuff. I was just trying to look more at what they're really revealing. Um, all right, here we go. Now we're talking about this monstrosity. And heard, obviously it's 100% carbon fiber. The whole thing is carbon fiber. And then we're talking upwards of 200 grand. You're getting way, the rolling chassis was way out of my price range. This thing is way, 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 way out of my price range. There's no way I could afford something like this. But it gives those people with a lot of money to again build what they want. I'm not knocking Dodge for doing it. I think it's a good idea. It gives a lot of people options. Now for Joe Schmucks like me, that car is not an option. The drag pack roller is probably not an option. Possibly picking up the drag pack body and then building from there, maybe. Uh, no, I'm not Mr. Moneybags, that's for sure. I wish I was. I wish I was. I'd be on the order board already for one of those drag packs. But yeah, I think these three cars or parts of cars, are a good idea for Dodge. I mean, it gives them an opportunity to sell some things that they probably wouldn't normally sell. So let's skip on through. We may get through this pretty quick. And you guys can hit me up in the comments too. If you guys can give me your thoughts in the comments. Now the convertible. That convertible has been around for a long time. And the company in Florida that he's talking about has done a number of these. I've seen one in person, and just obviously this is just looking at it and putting it up and down, but it seems to be a pretty good deal. But it's expensive. It's extremely expensive. It's like I want to say people have talked upwards of 20K to make your Challenger convertible. Oh, excuse me. Make your Challenger a convertible. Um, yeah, not for me. It's not that I don't like the looks. Is hey, Alan, I'm doing well, brother. But it's not for the looks. I think the look of the convertible is great. I just think it's going to be super expensive. Again, it's upwards of 20,000 just to get that done. So it's a lot of work. But again, I'm not knocking Dodge for putting the convertible out there. Hey, there's a market for people wanting convertibles. Hey, build a convertible, and that's going to get into the next video once we get there. But yeah, I can't knock Dodge here. If there's a market, why not sell it? So, and that's really what they're doing. So this gets into the Challenger, right? Is the Challenger going to be around? Why would you unveil a convertible Challenger if you're just going to stop production of the Challenger next year? It is what some of the words are. Convertible, nah, vinyl wrap. I got you, Bruce. I got you. But yeah, the convertible's not for everybody. But I'm trying to be, impartial as possible and open minded. So I think they knocked it out of the park so far. You know, it, hey, it gives people more options, and they're digging into a market that they weren't in before. Um, so let's see, what do we get after the convertible? He goes into yapping. Let's see, what is that? Oh, the Durango. Durango's coming back. Hellcat Durango. Hey, keep it. If it's selling, keep on selling them. So I don't know if Dodge is going to mark it up 20K for a convertible. I just know that I've heard people talk of that conversion with that specific company in Florida, upwards of 20K to make your current car a convertible. Now, if Dodge, does some mechanical wizardry and builds a car ready to accept the convertible and it comes out cheaper, I don't know. There's a number of things Dodge can do to make that cheaper. But if you was to take your Challenger down there today, I've heard anyway. Haven't checked into it, but I've heard it's roughly 20K to get it done. Back to the Durango Hellcat. Hey, if it's selling, keep on selling them, and that seems to be what they're doing, at least for another year. Um, yeah, Ed, I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm not big into the Dodge news. There's a number of folks that are big into the Dodge news, but yeah, I don't know if they're gonna, you order the car and then they send it to Florida to get your convertible done. I don't know how that's gonna work. It, it's gonna be interesting, and this kind of tells me that the Challenger may not be going away, just because now they whipped out a convertible. So some of the chat about the Challenger going away, I'm not 100% sold. But it's not going to be a Hemi. I can almost guarantee that, just by the way things are going. So Durango Hellcat, hey, if it's selling, keep selling it. And I think that pretty much wraps it up for day one. Oh, he goes into this special fast, one fast 29. I have no idea what that is. It'll be interesting to see when that comes around. All right, let's quickly devil into day two. I'm just gonna let this play for a little bit. We all know, we all know what comes up here. Hey, Jeremy, how you doing? You too, Chuck. How you doing? All right. So now This is this has caused a lot of controversy. The Hornet, um, small size SUV. I forget what they call it, whatever they call it. Uh, I, I I I don't knock Dodge for doing don't dock Dodge for doing this either, right? So they're beginning to open up their market to other vehicles, right? And they're hitting a segment that's a huge seller. I mean, Tim says it himself. Um, with roughly 1 million of these things already on the road, why not jump into the hot market when you got the chance? And that's what Dodge is doing. Not gonna knock them. The two there's two electric versions and one inline four version. Um, yeah, I can't knock them. Not one of my favorite cars from Dodge, but it could grow on me a little bit. But for what Dodge is doing and the performance they're putting into those upper echelon Hornets, hey, I can't blame them. And electrification, whether you like it or not, CUV, yeah, that's it. CUV, crossover SUV. I think that's what that's for. Yeah, Chuck, business. Hey, Track Pack brother, good to see you. And my favorite's the Hornet. Like I said, not necessarily my favorite car, but it could grow on me a little bit. But um, yeah, I mean, obviously Dodge is known for the muscle cars, be it the Durangos, the Challengers, and the Chargers, right? Um, 2 and 3 models is only going to get you so. It's only going to get you so far. Um, so eventually you have to branch out, and Dodge took this opportunity to branch out. Now, could they could they have gone with some internal combustion engines for these things? Absolutely. But like I said, that's at current time of the world, that's not where everyone's going. Everyone's heading towards electrification. Like it or not, that's just the way it is. Um, we talked a little bit about it last week. Hoping that this is just a phase, like in the '70s, right? Gas crisis of the '70s. Everybody went to the Yugo cars, right? Everybody wanted a Yugo because of the gas crisis. And then once it was over, what happened? Boom! Trucks and SUVs. What's been the biggest seller over the last 30 years? Trucks and SUVs. It's not cars. Um, So obviously, Dodge saw the opportunity to branch into a new sector, and I don't blame him. Jeremy resurrected my 2001 Dodge Stratus 2.4 dual overhead cam. There you go, gas saver. Hey, it is what it is. But you can't blame Dodge for going to where the world, it's just not the United States, it's where the world is headed, and it's electric cars or electric vehicles. Because there's electric SUVs out there, there's Hummers now, you name it, there's going to be an electric everything here soon. So just get ready for that. But I can't blame Dodge for hitting a market that they weren't in, and they saw the opportunity to be in and make some money. Who wouldn't jump on it, right? Um, but yeah, I mean, could they have come out with a say an RT with an turbocharged inline four, and then come with a SRT and put the Hurricane V6 in it? They could have done some other things, and they may very well be doing it with these cars. They just didn't say anything. Um, it'll be interesting to see in the future what they do with the Hornet and where the Hornet goes. Um, But again, can't blame them for trying to make a buck. Let me check in here. Yeah, Chuck, I listened to B Mason for a little while on that piece. I, they left him out in this new reveal. Now the Hemi, the Hemi's going away. At this point, after 23, I think the Hemi's going away. Uh, and I don't think anything's going to change that. But you're absolutely right, and B Mason, Professor Mason, he's absolutely right. Left out a lot of people, uh, especially the naturally aspirated crowd. The 6'4s and the 5'7s. Um, there's a lot left to be desired, but I still think there's more coming from Dodge after this. Now, like I said, it's not going to be any V8s. You just you you have to accept where the world is going, um, and you're not going to be able to stop it. What's happening here? There we go. Um, yeah, Chuck, that's my point, right? CUVs and EVs are hot, and Dodge is just jumping on the bandwagon at this point. Um, yeah, Jeremy, that's my point, right? Whether we love it, hate it, it doesn't matter. Dodge is going to make money on them, and they're a business, and they're out there to make money. It's like football when they started free agency. It was all about money. Nothing else. It wasn't about leveling the playing field. It was all about money in people's pockets. Um, and it's the same thing here. This is about Dodge making money, and getting into a sector again they haven't been in for a long time. And don't be surprised if they come out with a small electric car sometime here in the future. Uh, It'll be interesting to see what they do. But I do believe there's still something for the Challenger and the Chargers out there. I just don't know what that is. Yeah, Lorenzo, I'm glad I got my 5.7 too. I was thinking about possibly selling Shake and Bake's current block, but I think I'm going to hang on to it now. And maybe build me another 5.7 something. Now that'd be way down the road because we're not even close to being done with Shake and Bake yet. Anyway, um, so yeah, that's the Hornet. My thoughts on the Hornet. It is what it is. They got the direct connection stuff for those Hornets as well, and this super duper press a button, pass people, gain an extra 25 horsepower power shot. That's what it is. Um, it and even Tim says it right. This is a market that's not in for performance. They're in for practicality. But now, if you're into a little bit of performance and practicality, you get the SRT or the RT version. So they are catering to some people. It's just not us people that love the eights. Let me get back into the chat. Yeah, I just I think there's a new version for like I said the Challengers and the Chargers, and it's going to be the Hurricane engine, and it's going to be variations of that engine, and probably some electric thrown in there. Um, it's just the way it is. The Hemi, as of 23, for now, I think the Hemi is done. Yeah, Jeremy, like I said, the same thing. Hopefully, this whole thing is just a phase, and eventually we swing back into some kind of V8 engine, be it gas, alcohol, ethanol, E85. some kind of V8 engine. Hydrogen has been talked about quite a bit now. There's been a lot of talk of Dodge, or not Dodge, but Ford and Chevy looking at hydrogen engines to keep internal combustion engines going. But yeah, it's really hard to tell what's going to happen. I got the one I wanted. Just have parts. Well, I tell you, there's a huge aftermarket now. Oh, Chuck, thanks, brother. Hey, man, I appreciate it. Yeah, there. You know the deal, guys. There is a huge aftermarket for the Hemi, and there's millions of Hemis out there already. It's not like you know they're gonna stop making them and they're gonna disappear. There's millions out there. You just got to find them and build them into what you want to build them into. It's going to be more of a builder's market than a buyer's market. You're just not going to be able to buy them anymore. Um, yeah, Bill, you're right. And I just said it a few minutes right there, right? The inline six, I called it a V6. I'm sorry, the inline six Hurricane. I think that is definitely going in the Chargers and Challengers, and I definitely think, and listening to a lot of people, Racer X, RT Life, Marspeed, a bunch of those people that do cover Dodge news more than I do. I just don't have time to watch all of Dodge's news and dig into that stuff like those guys do. But I do think there's a Charger Challenger coming as well. I'm with you. I wish they would have revealed something for those cars in day two or even day three. I know day three is the big electric car, and we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I mean, that's it. It's just the way the world is going at this point. Is higher MPG, less gas, more electric. I think we just have to accept it for now and pray that it's just a phase that the world's going through, and we get back to our cars. They are releasing the Shakedown series, but just cosmetic differences. That's interesting. I haven't heard that. Haven't heard that, but that'd be great. It'd be interesting to see what cosmetic changes they actually do. Yeah, the Hornet was a car back in the day, but now it's a CUV. Yeah, and yeah, the byproduct is water, and that's a bad thing for the racetrack, right? It's bad for the guy that goes after you if you're spitting out a bunch of water out your tailpipe. So, if the world does go, if the performance world, I'll say, does go hydrogen, they're gonna have to do something to make sure that water doesn't get on the track. Does anyone have a Hemi that hasn't done something to? Not in this chat, and probably not in any of the videos, any of the people that watch my videos. Because I get so much stuff on IG that people are already modding their cars and stuff like that. Yeah, my body Mike. What stock? I don't know what you're talking about. Demolition man. I'll have to go check out. I haven't checked out that shakedown video. I'll have to go take a look at that. Only 1,000 are going to be made, so obviously not a mainstream car if they're only going to make 1,000. Um, yeah, Jeremy, 8K for just a body and 90K for a roller. Yeah, I talked about it earlier. I think they might be a little steep, but Hey, it's Dodge. You got to pay the tax. It's not a Hemi tax anymore because the Hemi's going away. It's the Dodge tax you got to pay. Hey, Alan, didn't you put a 309 in your car? I'm pretty sure you put a 309 in your car. That's not stock. And maybe nitpicking, that's not stock. Chuck, again, dude, I appreciate it. Really do. That's all going right back into Shake and Bake. Every red penny of it. All right, Bruce Knight, brother. I hear you. Oh, man. Yeah, I used to get up at O Dark 30. I'm happy I don't have to do that anymore. Stocks and option. That's funny. Nice one, Mike. Yeah, like I said, there's millions of them out there, right? From '08 to now to next year, there's millions of blocks out there. And the aftermarket's going to keep coming. So, yeah, it's not dead. It's just not coming in a Dodge vehicle. Scavenger 1320 has been killing it with his stock 392s running low 11s. Yeah, you can get the 392s, get them suckers moving. Yeah, but yours came with a 262 and you swapped to a 309. You didn't buy it as a 309, right? Splitting hairs. Yeah, that's questionable how far you gut things, right? If you go to the point where you're taking it, all right, I got my car, right? Front seat, back seat, spare tire. That's it. I still have all the carpets. I still have everything in the trunk. I haven't gone that far yet to take everything out of the car. So if you start ripping out carpets and door panels and that kind of stuff, that's that's going too far for a street car in my mind. Right? I can get on board with taking the front seat out, even changing the front seat to a Kirky or something like that. Rear seat delete, and taking the spare tire or the subwoofer in the back. I can go for that, but I, you get to taking out more than that, then I think it's over the top for a supposed street car. And street car is a misnomer to a lot of people. Everybody's got their own definition of what a street car really is. But yeah, Mike, I'm with you. If you take all that stuff out of there, yeah, I think that's going a little bit too far. Yeah, Mike, but my point is Alan bought his with a 262 and swapped to a 309. I may be splitting hairs, but I think he bought it. Instead of modding, traded up to a 2021 Scat. Love the 8 speed. Yeah, that 8 speed is super nice. Nothing wrong with banging gears, man. Like I said, if back when I bought Shake and Bake, if I knew it was going to be a weekend car, I would have bought a stick shift car. You can always rent one. That's right. Yeah, Mike's bringing out the knowledge again. Gutted and then the airbags. Yeah, I think the new Scats do come with 309s, or it's also an option on the Scats. I can't remember. Thanks, Chuck. I'm not that great. I'm not as consistent as I can be on the light. Tree usually kills me, especially a pro tree. I'm terrible at a pro tree. All right, let's get back and do this one final wrap up of Dodge Speed Week, and this is day 3. And y'all know what this is, right? So this is this is the all electric car that Dodge is coming out with. Again, I I can't blame them for going all electric because that's it. It's again, it's just not the United States; it's the entire world is going electric. Um, but Mike brought it up last week. Cross our fingers. The electric stuff is just a phase, and we get back to business in a few years. Yeah, drum roll, please. Here comes the Banshee. All right. Um, yeah, I'm okay with the looks of the car. I am okay with that. It doesn't look awful. Doesn't look great, but it doesn't look awful to me. Um, Now that noise that daggone thing makes is ridiculous. Oh yeah, you know it's going to be over 100K. No doubt about it. Yeah, Bill, absolutely, you nailed it, brother. Seeing the Mad Max Challenger, beautiful. I'll have to go take a look at that. Uh, yeah, I do like I said, I do like the design. I'm kind of in the middle on the design. I'm not super excited about design, but I'm not super mad or horrible. I'm kind of in the middle on the design. But the sound, it sounds like I stepped on a cat's tail and it's I'm like, you got to be kidding me, Dodge. You couldn't come up with a better sound than that. Copy the car concept from the Wraith. As long as it beats a Tesla, we're good. Oh, Chuck, you telling me that NHRA and IHRA are going to have to change the rules again because Dodge made a faster car than Tesla? Let's see if that bad boy runs eights off the showroom floor. That would be amazing. New cat back will be installed at the I don't know about the rest of you, but when I first heard the Banshee and its little Banshee, I was like, man, that sounds like I stepped on a cat's tail and it's just I was like, oh my god, you couldn't come up with anything different than that. A puma stuck in a cement truck. That's another. That's 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 another good one, man. There's gonna be jokes about the sounds of that car for days. Yeah, I think I'll tell you, if they do come out and it runs like a 9.0 or a 8.9, I think a lot of people will change their mind a little bit. I think they'll change their mind a little bit and eat a little bit of crow if it goes that fast. I don't know if I don't know if they're gonna make it that fast because that's a fast production car. If you're running low nines or an eight, that's super fast. Mike, everyone will have a diesel generator powering up their cars at at the track. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, the tracks are going to have to do something. I mean, Tesla's already going to the track. I'm surprised some of the tracks already don't have Tesla charging stations, or some kind of charging station at the track. It's interesting. That sounds like your ex after a fifth of vodka. Oh God. Oh man. Yeah, Bo. Like I said, it's got to be six figures, really. Um, I mean, look at all the Teslas, the fast ones. They're all six figures. Yeah, he can run a seven in the drag pack. You just can't take that bad boy on the street. Can't do it without no VIN number. Yeah, Tim was chatting a long time about the Banshee before it came out. But yeah, so that's like I said, and just to pop this off one more time, there has to be something for the Charger and the Challenger coming. It just didn't make it into this 3 day presentation, because pretty much everything they pulled out is pretty much new. Um, I'm sure they'll have some kind of reveal for what the plans are for the Charger and the Challenger in the long run. And like I said, the only thing is, if they pulled out a convertible Challenger. Why would you pull out a convertible Challenger, try to sell convertibles, Challengers, and then stop making Challengers? It doesn't make sense. So I think the Challenger may be around for a little while, but we'll see. Um, who wants to mod the Banshee? Banshee. That'll be interesting. In the long run, as more and more electric cars come and more cars, electric cars get to the track, someone's gonna have to figure out how to crack these things wide open and modify them. It's gonna be a computer programmer for sure, but someone's gonna figure out how to make electric cars faster. How to crack into their PCMs or whatever you want to call them. I'm not sure what they are in an electric car, but hack into the computer and make them faster. Yeah, it's just like the Copo Camaros and the uh, Cobra Jets for Ford. They don't have any VIN numbers, and they all use a Turbo 400. That should tell you something. Yeah, it's just those drag packs aren't street legal. Yeah, Bill, 100% with you, man. Electric cars, it's not as exciting. It's not as you, you just don't feel as connected with the road. I'm sure probably 50, 60 years from now, when we're all dead and gone and all these youngsters are doing electric cars, that'll go by the wayside. But yeah, for me, I'm with you, Bill, 100%. There's just really no satisfaction in driving an electric car, other than it goes fast as heck. Yeah, Chuck 2035 seems to be the year for just about everything. Um, Supposedly 2035, everything's supposed to be electric, no more internal combustion engines. There's a lot of hoo ha about 2035, and it's the end of this, the end of that. I don't know. I don't see it happening. Yeah, I mean, states can do what states want to do, right? As long as they're not undercutting the federal government, they can put into law whatever they want. And if California wants zero emissions by 2035, I guess I'll never go to California again. To be honest, I don't have any plans to ever go back to California anyway. But make your own drag pack and be tagged. You know it, Mike. You know it. Tim, thoughts on the Scat Pack 1320? Um, I haven't had a whole lot of exposure to the 1320. I've only seen a couple. Um, and there's nothing wrong with them, but there's just I'm with Mike. I don't really think there's a whole lot of difference between that and a regular Scat, other than maybe the torque converter and maybe some of the suspension. I don't really see them, and I don't really see them running much better numbers than a lot of regular Scat Packs. To be honest, I see them running roughly the same times. So I'm not really sure what a 1320 does for you. Yeah, Chuck, don't get me into the political talk. I try and stay out of that as much as possible. But it is what it is. And Mike, you're right. The alphabetical bandits. It's if it's not the EPA, it's going to be some other agency. Yeah, something's going to have to give somewhere. Um, I yeah, we're just going to have to sit back and see. Um, and hopefully I'll see it come back around in my lifetime. But who knows? We'll see. Showed him 4 barrel 750 Holland carburetor. Looked at you like you're practicing witchcraft. That's pretty funny. Yeah, yeah. A lot of these kids nowadays have no idea what a carburetor is. I think 1320 does have a trans brake. I think it does. I'm with you, Mike. It's useless. It's still, if I'm not mistaken, it still uses traction as a traction control to run the trans brake. And I've showed you guys 1,000 times in all my videos. Shake and bake is just like Mike. I've always launched better from idle. I've never had to. Every time I've ran up shake and bake 2-3,000 RPMs, she runs slower every time. You're right, Chuck. That's why I try and stay away from politics. I try not to talk politics on any. Uh, though I do bash the EPA and do get into a little bit of that piece, but I stay out of politics as much as possible. Mike, once he gets his Turbo 400 in, he'll show us the real side of a trans brake. Yeah, Mike, I can't wait till you get all that stuff done and put in Hell B. Let's see, where are we at? Got about 15 minutes. Yeah, Chuck, 100%. Don't use launch control. That is terrible, terrible idea. Terrible idea. Always launch better off of idle. 100%. Dodge Magnum with a crate engine swap. Hey, there's a lot of people doing a lot of different things with Magnums. There's people putting Hellcat engines in Magnums. I think what's his name, Kevin Van Vorst was putting his Demon engine in a Magnum. Um, there's 392 swaps in Mag. I've seen all kinds of Magnums. I would love to see the Magnum come back. I really do like the Magnum. Hey, boosted Hemi. Hi from North Carolina, North Kakalaki. All right, brother. All right, Mike. Catch you later, brother. What do y'all think of the Dodge TA and the four-wheel drive Challenger? We'll see. I haven't seen anything that Dodge is coming out with a four-wheel drive Challenger or an all-wheel drive Challenger. That I think it'd be interesting at best to see if they do that. Um, but you know those all-wheel drive vehicles, man, from the jump, man, they're hard to beat. All right, Chuck. Absolutely, every penny helps. Trust me, every penny helps to put everything into shake and bake. Because y'all know the deal. Every red penny from my YouTube revenue and a good chunk of my own money goes right back into shake and bake. Um, so I think we're gonna end this because I think I touched on everything Dodge. I touched on everything, and gave you my thoughts on those last 3 day uh, reveals from Dodge. Um, yeah, I can't blame them for what they're doing. They're still trying to make money. They're still trying to keep in the game. Uh, it's just, yeah, the V8 is just not going to be in the game anymore. I remember the Magnum from the movie The Island. Man, woof, that was a few years ago. You're showing your age, Lorenzo. But yeah, been kind of slow on the videos, and there's a pretty good reason for that. So here's kind of where we are with Shake and Bake. Um, y'all know the 90 is in, which I probably should have waited until I got my SFI flex plate and done that at the same time. So now I got to pull the transmission again to put the flex plate in. Um, Pittsburgh Motor Speedway, Dodge Demon versus Ford GT Cobra. Be a good race. Be a good race. But like I said, so y'all know the HP90 is in. Car's been sitting in the driveway for the past 2 weeks now. We're still trying to figure out, or think we may have figured out, what the issue is. And it'll be in an upcoming video too. There'll be a spoiler alert for the 13 people that are watching. What size tires am I running? So before I get into the transmission, I am running at the track. I'm running Hoosier 28 by 10 and a half. I think it's 28 by 10 and a half. It's either 28 by 10 and a half or 28 by 10s. 17s. That's what I wanted to track, and I've got 315, 35, 20s that I drive on the street when I do swap them back out. Yeah, we are getting into good weather, so it's been cooler a couple days, and then it gets hot again for a couple days. So it is starting to cool off. Back to shake and bake. The problem I think we're having, and got this from a few people. My problem is I have a 2016 Challenger with a 2016 PCM. I have a 2020 red eye transmission, in which somewhere around 2018, Dodge has switched some of the communication protocols and the CAN bus protocols to where I think my PCM and the new TCM can't communicate. So what we're going to try and do is come in, flash the TCM back to an earlier model, somewhere around 16, 17. We're going to try and flash it back to one of those years and then see if the PCM and TCM can communicate. That's where I think, and Dave also thinks, that's where the problem is the two aren't communicating. and that's why I'm getting the codes that I'm getting: the U0140 and then the P1DD2. One is a body control module, and the other one is I can't remember. I can't remember what the P1DD2 is, but it has to do with communication protocols. So hopefully this weekend, uh, when I get the transmission flashed, hopefully we get the transmission flashed to an earlier year or a later year, 2017, 2016. Hopefully we can get things talking. One good thing though is I actually did swap from Diablo to HP, and I think because I had mine unlocked, gosh, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, that when I flashed the new tune onto through HP, it took car starts, car runs. I just can't. I just can't move it. It's stuck in third gear. Where did I find 315s at? So these street tires I've had probably for 3 years now because I've been running on my drag pack going back and forth to the track, so I don't have to change tires at the track. But they're a Turo AZ 850s, I believe, and I bought them from Simple. I think it was Simple Tire is where I got them from. What is the offset on the wheels? The rears are -22, I believe. Check factory reproductions. That's where I got my street wheels from, my Demon replicas. I think it's -22 is the offset on those. 70s in Georgia, man. It it's dipped into the 70s here a couple days, and then it'll jump into the 80s again for a couple days. So it's kind of been going back and forth. Vegas 120 and cloudy. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I could race in Las Vegas. Hey Chris, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Nevada, Solar City. There you go. Yeah, track pack. That's what I'm hoping. And if it's not, we'll figure something else out. Either I look at getting a earlier model PCM, an 18 or newer PCM, or I get a new TCM, which is they're both expensive. $700-800 for a PCM, $900 for you got you can't just buy the TCM, you got to buy the valve body and everything with it. So it's like $900 to do that. So we're gonna have to see. Hopefully this works this weekend. If not, then I'll come up with a plan to either do a earlier PCM swap and see if that works, or uh, get a new valve body and a new TCM, which is gonna suck because then I'm probably gonna have to buy more credits for HP. But that's all in the future. We'll see how it goes. But that's where we're at with Shake and Bake. Hey, White Knuckle RT, how you doing, brother? Yeah, I just went over the HP 90. It's not going well yet, but we got a plan for this weekend to do some flashing and see if we can't get it to work. If not, then I got to come up with another plan. Power glide swap, right? All right, now Chris wants me to do a power glide. Mike wants me to do a turbo 400. Yeah, I already spent too much money on this HP 90, which I probably should have put the money into a turbo 400 and just went that route. So you want the Summit? Yeah, we don't have a Summit near here, but yeah, Summit's got a lot of stuff. All right, Tim Knight, brother. We'll catch you on the next chat next week. Summit hides the Dodge stuff from the show. Yeah, because they don't want to put the prices on what the Dodge stuff costs compared to the Ford and the Chevy stuff. You look at the same thing and it's, you know, 15 to 20% more for all the Dodge stuff for the for the same parts. Like, well, how does that happen? But hey, that's the Hemi tax we all pay, and we all pay it in some form, one way or another. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up a little early tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night, and um, again, thanks everyone supporting the channel. Thanks everyone for jumping in the chat this evening. We were somewhere in the 17, 18 people. We're doing pretty good. Freedom and Will got a 16 RT, check engine light, and gas cap light is on. Any idea what it could be? I changed the fuel cap and the evap, and still no luck. You got me thinking, and too bad Mike already jumped off. Yeah, I Freedom and Will. I'm sorry, dude. I don't have anything for you. I'm not real other than the cap and the evap module. I don't know what it could be. Um, yeah, maybe it's even with a new cap. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not sealing 100%. Um, all right, Night APG. Thanks for chiming in, bud. I appreciate it. You too, Jeremy. I appreciate it. Thinking the first one you can make. Hey, we're gonna do. I think I'm gonna stick with 9 o'clock. That seems to be a little bit better for the masses, not for everybody, but for the majority of people. Seems to be 9 o'clock seems to be the best time. So we're gonna stick with 9 o'clock, and hopefully, if things work out Saturday, you'll see a video up, a tuning video up on Monday, and I'll go into pretty much all the details I did tonight. In the last 2 weeks, we've talked about Shake and Bake in the 90. Yeah, well, Chris, we do got to do something with the Viper, man. That'd be some good stuff. But all right, I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight, folks. Again, appreciate everyone for chiming in. And Chuck, I think you jumped off, but I appreciate the super chat. Every You all know the deal. Every red penny goes right back into Shake and Bake. I promise you that 100%. And if you don't think so, I can show you show you how much I put into Shake and Bake the last few months. But yeah, appreciate everybody. Hopefully things go well this weekend and I can get a video up maybe Monday or Tuesday. And yeah, we'll call it a wrap for tonight. Until the next video, folks. Adios.